Everyone loves Q&A, right? Sean here, co-host alongside Chris Baden with Digital Genius Radio. But today, we get to do a little bit of Q&A with a Facebook expert named Karen SAHETYA. Enjoy it! Welcome to Digital Genius Radio, the #1 podcast focused on guiding you to becoming a certified digital genius. We believe you can have it all by mastering social media paid advertising. We spent the last 3 years studying the most brilliant marketers today and applying their techniques. We've broken free of the 9-to-5 and successfully built a 7-figure online certification platform. From working with hundreds of clients, we found that most are overwhelmed or scared to actually dive into paid advertising. And this podcast is here to give you the cheat codes so you can flourish with your social media channels. Join us and follow along as we continue to learn, apply, and share proven strategies, as well as give you the insights on how to win online with social media paid advertising. And now, here's your hosts, Chris Baden and Sean Malone. I want to get a little bit deeper with some mindset stuff from you. I want to ask one question that I think will bring the house down for a lot of people here. How big is mindset, positive, negative, or in between, when you're right about to hit that submit my ad button?
It is, I just got chills. It is everything, guys. Everything. Mindset, the things I have seen mindset do. I'll give you an example. I coach in a program of Facebook ads, and we give them the funnels that they need. We give them the exact ads, the copy, everything they need. And the one thing that separates the ones that don't work from the ones that do work is mindset. When people come into this and they're just like, oh my gosh, I'm skeptical. I don't know if this is going to work. It probably won't work. I'm going to run out of money first. They do. It happens. And the people who come in, they might not have any money. They might be, we've had people who are homeless who came into the program. We didn't know they're homeless, literally homeless, came into the program, had the best mindset and made it work. Mindset is everything.
So so answer this question for everybody out there. And I know there's millions of people listening. You're right about to click that submit your ad button and you have negative spiral into a loop. What should you do?
My account's going to get flagged when I push this button.
What should you do?
I think you've got to tell yourself that there's absolutely no problem that can get thrown at you that you can't handle. To be a successful entrepreneur, you've got to be adaptable, and you've got to consider yourself a problem solver. And so really get excited about the next problem that's coming your way. It's a fun thing you get to tackle. You just get to strategize.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Chris, let's go to the gauntlet of questions that everybody's been dropping. Guys, if you have any other questions right now, drop them in the chat roll. We got about 15 minutes to go through a bunch of Q&A with Karen. Super pumped. And it's over to Chris, Mr. Co-host, Mr. The Idea Guy.
Yes. All right, Karen. Get ready for the question gauntlet. We don't have actual special effects. I do them. Here's the first question. How to get my ad accounts back open. So to your point, being an entrepreneur, having a good mindset, hey, just know, problems are going to come. It happens to everybody. We need to overcome them. How do we overcome this one?
Yeah, so there are two things that could have happened. One, you actually broke the rules, maybe unintentionally, and so you got flagged, you got shut down. Or you didn't break the rules, but Facebook has a bunch of bots that are trying to figure this out, and maybe Facebook got it wrong. So figure out which one of those two things it is. If you actually broke the rules, see what you can do. See what you can do to fix it. You can get on chat. A lot of people don't know that, but you get on chat with Facebook, a live chat feature. You go to the top right of your business manager. You go to help. Keep following the support buttons, and eventually at the bottom of the page, you'll see a live chat option. Just don't be mean to them. Just be really kind to them and just say, hey, here's a thing I don't really understand. I want to fix the thing that went wrong. They might reactivate your account. Just because they say this is a final decision actually does not mean it's a final decision. So keep talking to them. If it's something you did wrong, if it's something you didn't do wrong, you'll get to appeal it through that process.
Right on. All right. We have the next question. The next question is, does Facebook hate small-time marketers? So I'd be curious to hear your take on, hey, we're all, ad spend of all listeners tonight. probably ranges from I mean, well, $0 a month to maybe $1,000 to $10,000 a month, somewhere
Yeah.
in there or less. So, how does Facebook view us? Where do we fit into the bigger picture?
So Facebook, one of the things I love about Facebook is that it actually helps level the playing field for small marketers. It's exactly the opposite of that. They don't hate small marketers. They love small marketers. There's no way, like, I can't afford to go advertise in the middle of the Super Bowl. I just can't. There's no way I can compete with the big corporate companies to do that. But with Facebook, I can, for a pretty reasonable spend, get a whole lot of eyeballs. And if you use some of the stuff that Jenna's talking about, and you even, catch this thing where you're going viral, that absolutely, the small business marketer can do a ton on Facebook.
Got it. Okay, that helps. This next question goes along with kind of the first question, but the first question is more like ad account being flagged. Mm-hmm. This one's more ad at the ad level, like ads being disapproved. So there's a few questions in here. The first one is, why do our ads get disapproved when I say nothing on the no list and I see others that have very similar ads? So can you play with that gray area there a little bit? Just your take and experience on it?
Yeah. So there's, first of all, there's not exactly a no list in terms of what words you can and can't say. There are policies that Facebook has against, for example, calling out personal attributes about a person. They don't want you calling out personal attributes, but they don't give you a list of what that actually means or what those words are. So you've got to, that's why there might be some discrepancy in, like, which word was it that got me flagged. After looking at a lot of these, yes, there are patterns. Like, if you say "you" too many times in an ad, you often get flagged. What was the other question? So, why can other people get away with it? Other people get away with it because, again, it's bots. Initially, they're trying to do more and more manual review, but bots are flagging this stuff. So a bot can just easily, it's technology, can just miss it. Sometimes what happens is, until their ad spend gets a little bit larger, they might be spending $5 a day. As they increase or scale, they get reviewed again, and then they can get shut down later.
Do you know when you said they're going to get reviewed again? What triggers reviews?
Changing something at the ad set level. So if you change something in your ad, your targeting, your budget, it often, like, when you hit save, it goes back into review. Okay. So that can do it. And sometimes you don't have to do anything, and it can be really at random that their bots are just crawling this.
I had one of those that I noticed, like, one of my ads, like, approved, like, I didn't approve that. Then they turned it off, and then they flagged my account. I was like, what the hell? Like, I literally.
Yeah, if you guys get those, actually take the time, even if you're not running that ad anymore, to go into it, see what was wrong, either fix the thing or appeal the thing or delete that ad out of your account. Don't let it just sit there.
Yes, do what she just said. Okay, next question is, and there's still a good amount of questions here. So put your last questions in if you want, because we still have probably like 8, 9, somewhere in there. Anyway, next one is, if you suspect your personal profile was flagged, let's pause there for a second. Can your personal profile be flagged?
I don't really know the answer to that, because Facebook doesn't come out and say whether your personal profile is flagged or not. But if you have had ad accounts that have been shut down and business managers that have been shut down, if you're attached to other business managers, those business managers could be at risk. Yes.
Okay. And this is a long question. Are you still okay to show your face in photos and stuff on the page? How would you go about? Okay, I think the nature of the question is, like, if your personal profile is potentially flagged and you start a new page, but we'll link it to an ad account and a comrade's business manager, are you still okay to show your face in photos and stuff on the page? How would you go about starting over if you have no more business managers to go from and you suspect your personal ad account was flagged? Personal ad account.
Oh yeah, that's a really good question. No, your picture doesn't have really anything to do with it, but you're flagged that, like, if you're out of business managers, what I would probably do is continue to email with support, live chat if you can access it, and keep beating that drum until you get reinstated in some way, form, or fashion. You really need to get that back. While you're doing that, hopefully if you have a business, a partner in the business, or somebody you really trust and are really close with, I would have them start the business manager if they're okay with it, if they're open to the risk, and then them add you to their business manager. But there is risk with that, so get it resolved.
Any additional like really big glaring no-nos to do on Facebook outside of saying you?
Anytime you're talking, like there's not really a list, but anything that you really make clear is a work from home opportunity, is a multi-level marketing opportunity, is an affiliate opportunity. Facebook doesn't really like that. Doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means you have to work around it and work within the rules. And so it can be super lucrative. It can be a really great thing to do. There are people who specialize obviously in just this thing. But you need to make sure that you're really leading with value and not cutting straight to like this make tons of money at home right away sort of thing. So, but I think that's true of any kind of ad. I think Jenna and Brittany probably both touched on it. Make sure that you're adding some sort of value, whether it's to a publisher you want to be published with, or whether it's to a...
Okay. Sorry, you cut out just for a second there at the end. The next question is...
Hey, Chris, hang on. Before you go to the next question, Miss Brittany Giles has a question.
Yes, I have actually 2 questions, but they should be easy for you. When you're looking at the click-through rate, should it be unique CTR or just the regular one?
Usually they're pretty close. I actually just really quickly look at CTR link clicks, but unique CTR is technically a little bit more accurate. Yeah.
And how high do you allow your frequency to go?
I don't worry about how high the frequency is at all. What I keep my eye on is that click-through rate and the conversion rate. So if my click-through rate starts to drop suddenly, like it was, doesn't matter where it was, if it starts to drop and at the same time my cost per thousand, my CPM is going up. So those are the things to look for. So write this down. CTR starts going down, CPM starts going up, and your cost per lead starts going up. So those 3 things happening together are a sign of ad fatigue. People have seen your ad too much. Sometimes it happens at 2, a frequency of 2. Sometimes it happens at a frequency of 12. So don't worry about the frequency so much. Focus more on what's happening with your ads overall.
Thank you.
You got it.
Back to you, Chris.
Right on. Let's see. If a reason for my ads getting disapproved is my landing page or URL, is there a way to get that unflagged with Facebook, or do I need to get a new domain?
First thing I would do is try to figure out, again, and this is usually going to be my answer with any kind of disapproval, figure out what went wrong and try to fix the thing, not only on your page, but also in working with Facebook support so that they realize this thing has been fixed and can look into it a little bit more. Reasons landing pages get flagged, not having a privacy policy or terms of use on there, not having any disclaimers. So if you're making claims about something, just make sure you're writing somewhere on there like, hey, this may not happen every single time, or results may vary. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Right on. And this one might go along with some of that, but what do you do when you run out of ad accounts?
When you run out of ad accounts?
Yeah, if they're all disapproved or flagged. I mean, can you set up a second or third business manager, or what would you recommend doing?
Yeah, you can have a second business manager, but what I'm going to keep recommending this. What I really recommend is that you do everything in your power to fix the ad accounts that have been disapproved, to get them reinstated. Otherwise, I think some of you might have noticed that once you get one ad account disapproved, like the next one gets disapproved pretty quickly, and the next one, the next one. And so if you can push as hard as you can and be relentless about trying to get it back, that's really your best move. But because what's going to happen is eventually that's what gets your business manager shut down, which is much more difficult to get reinstated. And so if your ad accounts are in good health, you actually don't run out of ad accounts because you can request more, and the sky's the limit.
Awesome. Very important to know. How do you differentiate between the people that like an interest and those that are actually like doing the interest?
I don't think you really can. When you select an interest in your targeting, it could be people who've actually liked the page, or it could be people who've taken behaviors that show that they have interest in that thing. So we don't really have the breakdown or ability to change that.
Okay. Let's see. Do you just use one item in each box for targeting? So I guess it's kind of the targeting breakdown. How do you manage like the different targets?
Okay. Yeah. Great question. So if I'm doing something like I'm building that whole Whole Foods, Lululemon, yoga, I might put all of those at the top. They're pretty broad kind of things. So I'll put those at the top, and I can have 3 big interests at the top. And then let's say I want to also narrow that down a little bit. And let's say I want to target people who are affluent and also have some kind of small business of their own. Maybe they're an admin on a Facebook page. So then in the second layer where you narrow your targeting, I might put Facebook page admin or Facebook business page admin or something like that. And let's say I also want people who tend to spend money on Facebook, like they actually run ads. I might go to the third narrow area or something and say also people who have spent over X amount on Facebook as a piece of targeting, so that I can really zero in. But if you're using broad things, like those kinds of interests, I put them all at the top together.
Right on. Okay, next one. How do you spell schema or Kima, or the word you used earlier?
Yeah, I saw that one in the chat. It is exactly how it was spelled. So that is SCHEMA.
Okay, schema, right. Perfect. And then Facebook won't penalize now for scaling 100%. Oh, someone was like, what? Facebook won't penalize me for scaling 100%? So you haven't seen any like being penalized or shut down at all for scaling that fast?
I mean, does it work 100% of the time? Really, nothing with Facebook works 100% of the time. But no, we're not seeing issues with it across the board.
Okay, 60% of the time it works every time. Let's see, the next one is, we're almost done here. Does Facebook like or dislike the words affiliate marketing? It was on our no-no list, but now I'm hearing otherwise from some other people.
Facebook does not like it.
There you go. Affiliate marketing is it just because it's still in the make money bucket?
Yeah, because when you guys get errors a lot, they'll say something like no work from home MLM or affiliate marketing. Yeah, it's in the Facebook policies.
Right on. Okay, there's a couple more questions coming. Next one is Mary Cotter. She mentioned, I noticed my CPL goes up during holidays because of the increase in competition. Should I do something different during that time? How do you manage holiday addery?
Yeah, so step 1 is just write it out. Writing it out is often better than pausing everything and trying to get it going again, because it disrupts the optimization. So that's 1. Before the holiday, though, the warmer you can make your audiences before the holiday, you won't get beaten up like that during the holiday. So if you can run a bunch of videos, I would recommend running a bunch of videos to your audience, and then around the holiday, you can shut off maybe the top, or not worry about the top layer of your advertising, and just keep retargeting those video views. It'll be a lot cheaper.
Next question is, essentially, what is your favorite retargeting strategy?
Retargeting video views, like I was just saying, is a really good one. I really like to use social proof when I retarget. So if I've already shown someone an ad and they're like, I'm kind of interested, maybe they clicked or maybe they watched, but they didn't actually take the action to become a lead, I want to retarget those people with something that makes them feel more comfortable being a lead. So I might take a testimonial from someone else or a video for someone else explaining a little bit more about why this is a good thing, and just run that to them to show them that this is something they can know, like, and trust.
Got it. Let's see. Someone asked, for targeting, like, are you saying not to use a finance box?
If we're talking about, if by finance box we're talking about like income targeting, I'm not a big fan of income targeting or of job title targeting. I'm not saying never use it, but I do see it drive up your cost per thousand, your CPM, which makes your overall cost per lead a bit higher.
Where can all these people follow you?
And where can you find me? I've committed to up my Instagram game. So you guys can find me at Karen SAHETYA on Instagram.
Thanks for listening to Digital Genius Radio. We'd love it if you could share our podcast with 3 others that you think could get some value from it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And remember, hit that notifications button so we can alert you for each new episode that comes out. You're on your way. You've gained knowledge and you've gotten smarter. You're becoming a certified digital genius. To continue on the right path, go to challenge.digitalgeniusradio.com and prove you have what it takes. Again, that's challenge.digitalgeniusradio.com. Enter your name and email and get started becoming a master of your own destiny.